Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals. Well, let me give you guys a forearm shot first. Forearms are on point. All right, let's talk about this. This is a topic that always comes up. It's one I always defend heavily, and it's the topic of TRT, because you see people who are so fanatical about the natural thing that they don't understand that TRT is a healthy thing, right? It's healthy enough and beneficial enough for people who qualify for it and who get it, that we really need to destigmatize it. It needs to just be considered part of being natural. And I know people get upset when you say that. They're like, how can it be natural? Well, are you natural if you take any other prescribed med that your doctor thinks that you need for health, right? So if your doctor thinks that you need antidepressants and you take them, are you natural? I mean, do you guys see how ridiculous this gets? A perfect example. Insulin. If your doctor thinks you need insulin and you take it and they prescribe it, are you not natural even though it's considered a major PED? See, the problem with this mindset is harmful to people's health. That is why I say we need to just count TRT as natural, because of the fact of it is beneficial and helpful and saves lives and improves quality of life. Okay? And if people are going to stand there in the lifting world and create a negative stigma towards something that isn't treated in a negative stigma in the rest of the world, this is a problem, because you get away from the lifting community, the internet lifting community, right? The average person who knows about TRT, like, it's great. I know guys who don't lift, who are in their 40s or older, who are on TRT, and they're like, dude, it improved my life. And their doctor gives it to them. You guys see the problem? It's been destigmatized everywhere else in our society. It's destigmatized in business, destigmatized all these other things, but then the lifting world wants to try to pretend like it's some evil negative thing, and it's because they're concerned with the negative health effects of anabolics. And we need to be clear here. If there were no negative health effects, we wouldn't even be having the conversation about natty. And that people need to understand that point. If your reason for it is, oh, it's cheating, well, then lifting weights is cheating. Eating more protein is cheating. Okay, the concern, when it was a reasonable concern, was, well, there's potential health problems. It could be harmful, particularly the way that people use stuff, right? And we have no problem with saying that. So that is usually the argument. If your argument is anything other than harm prevention or health, then you need to just stay out of the topic, because no one cares. No one cares about the other. Only a tiny little segment of really dogmatic people. And I can tell you right now, most of the ones who are dogmatic about it on their channels, they're probably not actually natural. They're just marketing to their cult of silly young followers. And it is silly young followers, because more older men realize, man, the TRTs can be a good thing. Any guy who suffers from clinically low testosterone, and it will happen to you eventually, they're usually pretty happy with it once they go on. They realize, wow, I know tons of guys out there who wish that they had done it sooner once they did it. And I'm not saying there aren't some exceptions, but by and large, it improves quality of life. And I'm not talking about people just necessarily doing their own. I'm talking about when they do start to get levels that are going down and they go see a doctor about it. 9 out of 10 guys report overall positive improvement. 9 out of 10. So what are we even talking about here? You know, because we start looking at the data. Remember that large scale study that showed that men who go on TRT versus those who qualify and don't go on has something like a 30% lower rate of strokes and heart attacks. All right, so right there, we are literally talking about a medical intervention from a doctor that is lowering, at least on that, the epidemiology that we had, significantly lowering risk of strokes and heart attacks. That alone should be getting your attention of going, well, wait a minute. TRT, okay, maybe there can be some side effects and there could be some health risks. Yes, just like with anything else. But that factor alone says overall, that's a pretty dang good health outcome. So even if there are some other minor risks, that net effect of lowering stroke and heart attack is massive. Absolutely massive versus not doing it. Again, getting it from your doctor and going on therapy versus ignoring the therapy and just living with the low testosterone. Based on that data, you have a higher risk of stroke and heart attack just by making that choice. So you see where we're going here? This is a net positive. Then we get into all the other stuff. How about the energy? How about the mood, the confidence, the sex drive? Because what happens with low testosterone? As testosterone goes down, things like depression go up. There are literally guys out there who are having depressive symptoms. Who had low testosterone, because that's also one of the markers that doctors ask, are you getting depression? Energy low, mood low, depression. They get prescribed testosterone, and for many of them, they don't even need an additional intervention. Turned out in their case, they may not need antidepressants. They may not even need the therapy. They just needed the testosterone. All of a sudden, I'm not saying it's universal, but in many of those cases, reported by doctors, reported by people who do it, a lot of their depression and anxiety symptoms are alleviated. Okay? We're living in a world with a mental health crisis. We're also living in a world where testosterone levels are plummeting due to obesity. Let's go over and talk about that. TRT can help you have better body composition, make you less prone to obesity, partially because of the nutrient partitioning, the anabolic effects, but then also because you're going to be more motivated, have more energy. All right, the confidence boost. Boost confidence. Boost stability in business. Why so many businessmen? Do you guys not know how many CEOs of companies, especially over the age of 35 or 40, go get on TRT and it helps them with their business? This is stuff routinely discussed in business circles. Routinely discussed. Why are we talking about that in the fitness world? Why are we talking about these medical interventions and their ability to help you do better at business in your career? Boost your confidence. Then we come over to the bedroom, sex drive, all that stuff. Low testosterone is not your friend in that environment. Okay? Not your friend. Again, positive influence on people's lives. So when I see people over here making these negative statements and they'll say something like, well, this guy over here, he's on TRT, they act like it's some sort of bad thing. We are talking about modern medicine, a modern medical intervention that doctors utilize to improve health and improve the quality of life of older men. Again, not older, but middle-aged and up, but yeah, older too. Okay? This is a medical intervention that improves quality of life. Like, how dare you people try to spin it as a negative thing? Well, this guy, he's only getting those results because he's on TRT. Well, yeah, because he's sick without it. And to those same people making these judgments, wait another 10, 15 years till your test levels go down. And these same guys who've been clowning about it, they're going to be on it. I promise you, they will go get on it because they know that they're spitting BS. They know exactly that they're spitting BS. And they're influencing people in a negative way. And they'll go do the same thing as soon as they get a little older, I guarantee you. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.